Hello everyone and welcome to another very enthusiastic video which I am making on the request of many students. They actually want to learn that how we can compute or understand the concept of the deadweight loss when the market structure transfers from a perfect competition to the imperfect competition like monopoly. So here is the video for those who wants to learn this very important topic. So here is the plan. At first point, I will give you a comparison between the perfect market structure and then the imperfectly competitive market structure like monopoly. And then after understanding that, we will move towards the computation or understanding of deadweight loss in case of imperfectly competitive market or monopoly by using some numerical examples. On this slide, I'm just going to give you a brief review on monopoly structure of market and its comparison with the perfect competition and also the deadweight loss. You know that in monopoly, monopolist always sell that level of output where his marginal cost is equals to the marginal revenue. On the other hand, the price for a monopolist is always greater than the marginal revenue, and further the price is also greater than the marginal cost, and that's why we can say that as price is not equals to marginal cost, or the price is always greater than the marginal revenue. That's why we can say that in monopoly there is a loss in efficiency, or there is actually a deadweight loss arises. Why? Because the additional cost to the monopolist is always lower than the price which he is charging from the buyer. On the other hand, in perfect competition, the level of output at which the firm is going to earn maximum profit can be determined by the same condition: marginal cost is equals to marginal revenue, which is same like the monopolist. But the difference lies here that for a perfectly competitive firm, the price is always equals to the marginal revenue. There is no difference between marginal revenue and price, and price is also equals to marginal cost. So we can say that for a perfectly competitive firm, marginal revenues price is not only equals to the marginal revenue, but it is also equals to the marginal cost. Or we can say that demand marginal revenue curve, they are actually same, and the output level determine where price is equals to marginal cost. So we just replace this marginal revenue with price. Yeah, okay. So what does it mean? It means that the additional cost which perfectly competitive firm is bearing or incurring is exactly equals to the price which buyers they are paying, or which is exactly equals to the price which a monopolist is charging from the buyers. So that's why the market is efficient. And we can say that in case of perfect competition, there is no deadweight loss that can arise in the market, which is different from the situation in the monopoly, because a monopolist is charging a price which is higher than his marginal cost. So why deadweight loss arises in monopoly, or in a more precise way we can say that how deadweight loss actually arises in case of monopoly, or in case of imperfectly competitive markets. For that, what we have to do, we need to compare the total economic surplus with the monopolistic market structure with the benchmark market structure, which is the perfect competition. So there are basically three main steps which are involved in to analyze how and how the deadweight loss or loss in efficiency arises in monopoly. So as a first step, what we will do, we will try to calculate the total economic surplus under the perfectly competitive market. And then, and you know that for a perfectly competitive market, the efficiency is actually maximum. And for a perfectly competitive market, the market is said to be in equilibrium, where the marginal benefits or the value which the buyers they are putting on purchasing an additional unit is equals to the additional cost which the supplier or producer is facing. So by equating marginal benefits and marginal cost, we can easily find out the optimum level of output and price. Basically, this is the equilibrium condition in case of perfectly competitive market. So by applying this condition, we will be able to calculate the market price, optimum level of output and its respective equilibrium price, and then further the total economic surplus, which is the combination of consumer and producer surplus. So this is the first step. And then as a second step, we will calculate the economic surplus when the market structure is monopoly. And by applying this condition of profit maximization or equilibrium, where marginal revenues for a monopolist are equals to the marginal cost. This condition determines the output level, and but this condition and the price is going to be determined by the demand curve, which we have already discussed, but we are going to discuss it again on the next or upcoming slides. And then as a last step, you will learn that by just taking a difference between the economic surplus when the market is working perfect under the perfect when the market is perfectly competitive and when the market is monopoly. And by taking the difference, you can easily find out that the amount of loss in efficiency or deadweight loss because of the imperfect structure of the market. Let us begin our analysis with the perfectly competitive market. You know that for a perfectly competitive market is always in equilibrium at a point where the marginal benefit is equals to the marginal cost to produce a certain good. So look at this diagram here. We have demand curve for a certain good and we have marginal cost curve. You know that demand curve is also giving you information about the marginal benefits or marginal benefits, and also about the price. So on the other hand, marginal cost is also showing the supply which this market is actually supplying or ready to supply, okay, at different prices. And both of these marginal cost and marginal benefits or demand and supply, they are actually equal at this point of intersection, which determines the social optimum output level for a society, which is equals to, in this case, 12. And the price at which this output level is going to be sell, means the price at which both buyers and sellers they are happy to sell and buy. It is equals to 3. So we can say that with this price and this output level, the total economic surplus is going to be maximum. Why? Because marginal benefits to the buyer is equals to the marginal cost to the producer. So in order to calculate the total economic surplus, what we need to calculate consumer and producer surplus. Why? Because total economic surplus is a summation of both the benefit which consumers are getting by purchasing output, or by purchasing that good, and the benefit which producer is going to get after selling that level of output. Where consumer surplus is the area of this red triangle, which is the area above this market price or equilibrium price, and below this demand curve. And you know that the area of this triangle is equals to the half to the height and width of this triangle, which is equals to 18. 6 minus 3, 3, and then multiplied it with 12 and divided by 2, it will give you an amount of 18. So consumers, they are getting a benefit equals to $18 by trading 12 units at a price of 3. On the other hand, producers, they are also getting some benefits, which is known as the producer surplus. It is the area above this supply curve and below this market price. So it is actually the area of this yellow triangle. And by applying again this formula to calculate the area of this triangle, you will have the producer surplus equals to 18. So both consumer and producer surplus, in this case, they are getting the same benefit by trading these 12 units. Okay, so by adding both, we will have total economic surplus equals to 36. Now it's time to calculate the total economic surplus in case of monopoly. You know that for a monopolist, the market structure is different from the market of perfectly competitive case. How? Because for a monopolist, the marginal revenues are different from the marginal benefits, or from the demand. Okay, which is one of the main or significant difference of monopolistic structure of the market from the perfectly competitive market. In perfectly competitive market, demand curve is also the for a firm, the demand curve is also giving you information about the marginal revenue. Okay, in case of monopolist, marginal revenue curve always lies below the demand curve. And in order to find out the economic surplus, what we need to determine the level of output which the monopolist is ready to sell in the market. The monopolist himself is actually presenting as a market, because he is only the seller in the market. Okay, so in order to determine the output level, what is the profit maximization condition? It can be easily understand that the monopolist will sell that level of output where his marginal revenues are equals to marginal cost. So that actually appear at this point. And why? Because here you can see that marginal revenues are equals to marginal cost. So with this condition, the output level which monopolist is ready to sell, it is equals to 8 units. And but monopolist is not going to sell these 8 units at a price which is equals to the marginal cost of 2. No, the monopolist will determine or sell that these 8 units at a price higher than the marginal cost. So in order to determine the price, what we have to do, we have to move on the demand curve, because demand is always giving you the price at which the output is going to sell. So when you move from this point on the demand curve, it will, and then on the price axis, it will gives you the price level. So monopolist will sell, ready to sell 8 units at a price equals to $4. So in this case, if we try to calculate the total economic surplus, then total economic surplus can be defined like before, that it is the summation of consumer surplus and producer surplus. But this time, what happened to the consumer surplus? Of course, consumer surplus or benefit to the consumers are going to be lower. Why? Because they are purchasing a lower output level at a higher price than compared to the perfect competition. In perfect competition, on the previous slide, you have learned that the price, it was $3 which the consumers they were paying, and they were actually purchasing a higher amount, which is $12. But this time with monopolistic setting, what the consumers are buying, they are buying only 8 units and paying a higher price, which is 4, which is $1 more than the price in case of perfectly competitive market. Okay, so of course consumer surplus is going to be lower. On the other hand, what will happen to the producer surplus? It will be higher in case of monopoly, because producers, they are charging a higher price. Okay, so let us try to calculate consumer and producer surplus. You know that consumer surplus is the area of this triangle that covers the area under the demand curve and above the market price. Market price this time is $4. So and the area of this triangle can be calculated by this formula, and which gives a consumer surplus equals to 8, and which is lower than the consumer surplus we have calculated in case of perfectly competitive market. It was 16 or 18. Okay, now let us try to calculate the producer surplus. Producer surplus is actually the area above this supply curve, right, and below this market price. So consumer producer surplus is actually covers this whole area. So you can see that producer surplus is larger than the consumer surplus. So if we calculate or compute producer surplus, then by just calculating the area of this rectangle plus the area of this small triangle, because this is actually the area which is above the supply curve and below the market price when the supplier is supplying only 8 units. Okay, so the area of this rectangle is equals to 4 minus 2 height to the width. It is equals to 4 minus 2, and then multiplied it with 8, it is equals to 16, and then the area of this small triangle, it is equals to 8 units. So total producer surplus is basically equals to $24 dollar per week. Okay, so when we add both of these consumer and producer surplus, we will have total economic surplus equals to 32, which is smaller than the total economic surplus in case of perfectly competitive market, that was 36. So this is the way how you can compute the total economic surplus in case of monopoly. Okay, so now move our discussion to the calculation of deadweight loss, that how much the market is going to lose in form of its efficiency when the market structure moves from perfect competition to the monopoly. To understand how much there is a loss in efficiency or deadweight loss arises because of the monopoly, what we need to do as a third step, we just need to take a difference in the total economic surplus when the market is perfect and when the market is imperfect. So in case of perfectly competitive market, you know that the total economic surplus, it was 36 dollar per week, while the total economic surplus in case of monopoly, it was 32. So the difference is equals to the $4 per week. So this market is going to lose in form of efficiency, $4 per week, or there is a deadweight loss arises because of the monopoly, equals to $4 per week. Okay, if you just look at this diagram, then diagrammatically the deadweight loss can be exhibited by this triangle, and by this triangle that shows the deadweight loss, and the area, by calculating the area of this triangle using the same formula, half height to the width, it will also gives you the same value for the deadweight loss, which is $4 per week. Okay, so this is the way how we need to understand and express the loss in efficiency or deadweight loss that arises in a monopoly, or that arises because of the imperfect market structure. If you like this video, then please don't forget to give a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you will have the notification for my new videos.